When you create a course map, the first thing you want to do is consider your learning outcomes for the course. In this map, we call the learning outcomes course objectives, and we've numbered them CO1, CO2, and CO3. Notice that they are all written using a verb off of Bloom's taxonomy: evaluate, demonstrate, and spread. Once you have created measurable learning outcomes for your course, then you want to divide your course into modules. You can divide it into 8 modules, 16 modules, however you want to, depending on the semester you are teaching the course. In this example, Module 1 is called Selecting the Peanut Butter, Jelly, and Bread. The next thing I do is I think about the objectives that students, or the skills that students would need to demonstrate in order to complete this module. But I also want to make sure that they are aligned with and support the course objectives. And since I want this particular course to end up with students being able to evaluate different types of bread, jelly, and peanut butter to choose a healthy option, I'm going to create module objectives that align with that. So module objective 1 is going to be students will identify the calories per serving, the carb amount, and the protein amount on nutrition labels, because I first have to teach them the skill of being able to determine whether something is healthy or not. So something as basic as reading a nutrition label would be necessary. Another module objective that I may have is I will have them choose a particular bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and I'll give conditions under which the sandwich should be made to ensure that it will be a healthy sandwich. So in this case, sandwich has to be 250 calories or less, contain 8 grams of carbs or less, and 2 or more grams of protein. Notice that I've written the course objective that each of these module objectives support, indicating alignment. Now, when I go to select instructional materials and activities, I want to create resources or find resources that allow the students to engage with the content and learn these skills that they are supposed to learn and even practice them. So I decided to find a video on how to read a nutrition label, and that would support my first module objective. And then I decided I would create a practice quiz. I probably won't grade this. It'll just be practice for them to practice that skill. And it also supports module objective 1. And then finally, I'm going to develop a grocery store activity where they actually go to the grocery store and find examples of bread, peanut butter, and jelly that adhere to the criteria in module objective 2. They'll have to use the skills that they used or that they have learned in module objective 1 as well. So this activity corresponds with both the module objectives. And then finally, I want to actually assess them and give them a grade. So I'm giving them a chance to demonstrate what they've learned, and it's also a chance for me to give them some feedback. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to post in a discussion forum of the bread, the jelly, and the peanut butter that they chose and why. That will align with and support the first and the second module objective. And finally, I'm going to let them reflect on what they've learned and the implications for future assignments or future activities in their life, and which will also be an assignment that supports both the module objectives. But see, I'm purposely picking assignments, instructional materials, and activities for the students to do that support specific skill sets they need in order to achieve the ultimate learning outcomes for the course. Now all I have to do is build it in my Blackboard course.